It's December the 10th, 2021. I'm at Lord's Park at the Rotary Shelter. Rotary Shelter was the 100th year anniversary project for the Harrisonville Rotary Club. It was designed and started under Tony Wilhoff's year of 2004-2005 and was completed in Sam Stein's year of 2005-2006. The site here was donated by Rotarian, and the club then took the responsibility of putting up the shelter house. I think it's about a 24 by 40 building, and was built by John Coffey, a member of the Rotary Club. Him and his brother Jason put it together for us. 2 or 3 stories that should be shared possibly. One of them is that the trusses is native lumber out of oak trees that Bill Mills salvaged out of his timber, and I had a sawyer by the name of Ron Collins from Pecu, Missouri, that sawed the lumber into the logs into dimension lumber, and we built trusses. The gussets on the trusses were the first original rotary train. When we rebuilt the rotary train cars, I salvaged the lumber out of the cars and used for gussets on it. So the first original rotary train is in the attic of this building. The sign on the building, if I can give you a close-up, as it shows 100 years of Rotary, also shows that we need to freshen up that sign, we being the Rotary Club. While we're here at the Lord's Park, this is the original shelter house that was built. That shelter house was financed by a grant from Mid-America Regional Council back in the early 70s, and has served the community well. You'll notice some of the oak trees here that is enormous and no doubt possibly over 100 years old. Most of them are bur oak, I am told, and there looks like there's about 8 or 10 of them that's still standing. Some of them need to be trimmed. Here is an advanced age walnut tree that needs to be trimmed. We're going to step over and look at the sliding hill or the sled hill and talk a little bit about it. We're at the foot of the sledding hill, and this is the stairway that Rotary Club financed and was built in Sam Stein's year of 2005 and 6, and was a Boy Scout project, an Eagle Scout project, I should say. And I have no idea who all was involved in it, but it's looks like it has stood for 26 years and in reasonably good shape yet. And the guidelines for the sledding hill, in case Rotarians want to take a ride down the hill, why it got instructions there of what you can do and can't do. And then at the foot of the hill, why, is a big oak tree, and it no doubt will stop you. And they have had bales of straw there to cushion the wreck. Give you a little more panoramic view of the park here. The community is blessed to have parks for people to enjoy. The sign pretty well tells where we're taking this picture from. We are going to give you a kind of a view of the east side of the hospital, and then we're going to step around to the Rotary project. This is the footbridge that the Rotary Club placed here in Pergola. The design was done by a Rotarian, and we, the Rotary Club, financed this project, and it was built by Rotarians. Pergola and the footbridge was, and the sidewalk extension was put here and donated by the Harrisonville Rotary Club in 2012. Don't recall right now who the president of the club was at that year, but I remember that it was a good project, and we had a great turnout. The project has been here 11 years. It was built out of CCA material, and it never had any stain or paint put on it, and still appears to be in first-class condition. Has 4 wooden benches, and then on the left-hand side of it is trellises for climbing vines. The landscaping was done, and shortly after the project was completed, and you can see that the landscaping is into the fall and winter setting, but a good job of landscaping. We're at the Burnt District Monument here at the Justice Center. This was done in 2006, and Tate Wood was the club president during this project. And Carol Bowl was the lady that was the prime mover in getting this going and getting the design work done. Give you a little close-up here, and then I'll get a shot on each side of the monument. Under Doug Myers' presidency by the Rotary Club redone the sign here, and there was kind of a community effort in the landscaping cleanup and other cleanup on the project here. We're at the North Park at the arena, and this is the announcer's booth that was rebuilt in this year in 2019-2020, was financed by the Rotary Club under Doug Myers' presidency, and as we kind of pan around here, we see Rotary in several different places in this park. I know this has been mentioned before, but the fencing around the J.W. Brown ball fields was put up by Rotary. I don't recall what year and who the president was, but it was quite a project. Rotarians showed up to do it. And then we got the activity building here that Rotary had a big footprint in. We've got the show barn here where Rotary replaced the boards and painted them. We have the storage building that Rotary built and gave to the park by the wash stand. And it just is a footprint of the park has Rotary all over it for the last 4 decades. I'm at the playground here at the North Park between the ball fields. Judy Franklin's year is the year that we started the playground equipment. I think we've added to it once, maybe twice. We do have a sign but the sign needs to be freshened up a little bit. And I think it was 2003 and 4, Jason Winter's year, that we put down the wood chips on the playground. And it's quite evident that they need to be freshened up. I don't recall what year it was that we came out and we done work on the backstops for the park department. And I recall that I brought my scaffold wagons out here and Rotarians put up backstop chain link fence on it. Anyhow, again, Rotary's got a big footprint here as far as recreation's concerned. We're at McEwen Elementary School on South Halsey Street here in Harrisonville, and we're on Halsey Street taking a shot of the backside of the school and of the little library. The little libraries, if I remember right, was under Jessica John's year, and I remember that most of the material that went in the little libraries was leftover scraps from the Harrisonville police station when it was built. In Keith Mills' year as club president, we put the brick border down the sidewalks and mudded them in with masonry cement, and we also painted the Rockford School that year. Can't get a good picture of the way it is now. The school is about out and the cars are accumulating, but anyhow, some idea of what Rotary's done here as far as maintenance of the building is. Rotary, of course, was a major contributor when we had the fundraising in 2000 and made a contribution of $5,000 to help restore this building. This is the courtyard that is the shape of Cass County, that has all the brick in it of where the 126 schools were. And the vocational ag class came over and cleaned this courtyard up in the fall of 2021 and painted the fence. The fence had not been maintained as far as painting is concerned for 2 decades, so we're grateful for those people who've seen the need and done the deed for us. We're at Southland Shopping Center where the Cass County Dental Clinic is. Rotary had a big part in when that was remodeled and made a financial contribution to it. And we also let that group present a program to us about every year. Touches lots of lives, somewhere around 2,500 to 3,000 children a year, I've been told. We're at the Southland Shopping Center area on a street called Southland East on the cul-de-sac where the Rotary flag shed is. And this shed was built about 5 or 6 years ago to replace the old one. And we, of course, have our dates here that we so let subscribers subscribe to for and we as Rotarians put it out. As of 2021, why Carol Looney was in charge of it, as I recall, and we had over 100 subscribers at $40 a year. So it's one of the biggest incomes that we have as a club, and been a worthwhile project. We've been doing it since 1984. We're at the Harrisonville City Park. This was an early Rotary project here and still standing. I'm on the field at Lake Luna, the lower lake at Harrisonville City Park. Giving a shot here of getting ready to rebuild the spillway and redo the riprap on the lake. Across the lake is a project that Rotary was involved in as the Boy Scout latrine and bathhouse. I don't recall for sure when that happened, but about 15 years ago, 16, something like that. Anyhow, kind of pan around here a little bit, and we see the equipment over on the other side of the lake. And we are looking down from the spillway on the lake down to Ash Street. And of course, more equipment here as they get ready to rebuild the spillway and improve this park. I'm on the walking trail here at the city park on the east side, which used to be the old Frisco Railroad right-of-way, and down this right-of-way by the Rotary Club in Bing's year planted about 50 trees down through here, and I giving you a little bit of a close-up of those trees. They're now about 4 or 5 years old, and this is looking northeast from the basketball court down the old right-of-way, and as you can tell, the railroad bed has been smoothed out and made a walking trail. I'm here at the newly constructed dog park. It's only been open for about 6 months. Rotary was involved in this, made a donation for it, and then of course one of our Rotarians made the major donation for the construction of this, which is Bill Mills, who was a past president and still an active member of the club. And the farm and home center was the primary givers of the donation, which we're very proud of. And of course, I personally am proud of the windmill emblem that's on the sign. My crew and I had the privilege of building that. I designed it, and we done that back in '85 when the mall was built, and as of today, it's still standing. give you a shot of the dog park here. It's fenced with a 5-foot fence or 6-foot fence, chain length, and it covers about 1.5 acres, 2 acres of ground, divided into 2 sections, one for the little dogs and one for the big dogs. I'm at the upper lake, the city lake here, and they're getting ready to replace the spillway here and do modifications on the dam and put up different riprap. The reason I wanted to put on film here is that I wanted to show you where the water level was in 1954. This row of riprap is what the lake's edge. The drought hit in 1954, and they put a 3-foot riser on top of the existing spillway. And that riser, of course, raised the water level 3 foot, but also had done away with the freeboard on the lake. Normally your freeboard would be about as we show it here on the film. But when you put 3 more foot of water on it, why, it becomes dangerously susceptible to overflow and would, but anyhow, the bottom line is we avoided a catastrophe, and we're in the process of getting it repaired and fixed the way it should be, and we're grateful for that. It certainly will be an improvement for this park system. I'm on the north side, or the west side, northwest side of the city lake, giving a shot around of what the water level is, and a little bit of view of things. And I see that we've got a shelter house over here that's got to find it again. It's got Norm Geyer's name on it. Norm used to be a park board member and was very active in the community and was a letter carrier for many years here in Harrisonville. Given a shot to the northwest here of across the old Katy Railroad right away that looks like is on John Coffey's property, and is going to be a borrow pit probably for dirt to raise the spillway, and so they have enough freeboard when they put the new spillway in. Anyhow, they got the dirt cleared off, and I see that they've got a GPS thing set up. So yeah, getting ready to get ready. I'm standing on the old Katy Railroad right away here in the city park on the north side of both of the lakes. This, I'm looking west, and I'm going to take you down into the city park. The reason I'm showing this is when I was a member of the Active Army Reserve Unit here in Harrisonville, we brought our 2 M41 tanks over here and made a driving range in this 52 acres of the Thor timber, which at that time was the Boy Scout ground. Anyhow, I want to show you where the walk trails are. Most of those trails were trails that the boys from the 4th Cavalry made with the M41 tanks. This is looking back up the trail that we came in with the tanks, and then we turned and went into the timber here. Keep in mind, we were originally set up as a field artillery outfit until somebody's wisdom decided that we ought to be armored recon. In armored recon, they sent tanks in, and we didn't have a driving range. Went to the city council, who was made up mostly of World War II veterans in those days, and asked if we could come into this timber and make a driving range. And we were granted permission, and the only words was, "Just be careful, boys." So we came over here and started laying out tank trails so the boys learn how to drive tanks. And as you can tell,